everyone. This is Karen Grace Clark. I'm the Program Director for GOLD Lactation Online Conference. I'm here today with Lisa Amir, who is presenting at GOLD a topic titled Breast Infections in Breastfeeding Women, Case Presentations of Abscess, Mastitis, and More. Lisa, can you tell me why you're particularly interested in mastitis and the related issues?
Hi, Karen Grace. Well, I have a medical background in women's health. So when I became interested in breastfeeding, it seemed that the problems that women had with breastfeeding were particularly relevant to me. And mastitis is such a common problem, and there's so little research about it that I've become fascinated with it, really.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. I agree with you. It is a fascinating topic and also very common, and also not a lot of research. So really, really glad to have you as part of GOLD Lactation this year, because I know a lot of our delegates are really looking forward to delving into this topic. But let me ask you another question. Why are you presenting case studies instead of, say, research, charts, statistics, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I do a lot of research. My PhD was on mastitis, and I've continued to do research on breast infections. And so I give presentations sometimes where there's lots of numbers and statistics, and I'm having to try and explain this to the best of my ability. But I find that particularly lactation consultants or health professionals working with women are more interested really in the case studies. And this is how we learn as students. We hear about a case study. This is how people have been taught traditionally about conditions, and understanding that case study then can help us to understand when we see women in the future. We can think, is this a typical case of this presentation, or could this be an atypical case? And I think people like case studies.
Absolutely, I would agree, and I know, having had a sneak peek of your presentation just now as we were doing some training, and I could look at some of those pictures, it is very interesting, and it does help us a lot to go through some of those case studies to help us learn more about how to treat. So I really appreciate that you're bringing this forward. And I do have one more question for you. Can you just give me a little bit of an idea of maybe some of the cases, the kind of cases that you might be talking about?
Yeah, so these presentations are all actual women that I've seen, and mostly they've been women I've seen in the last couple of months while I've been preparing for this presentation, and I think, oh, this was an interesting case, and it's taught us something. So there are some cases which are straightforward cases of mastitis. I also see women often coming to me with recurrent mastitis, and they've been referred because it sometimes seems a mystery to everyone, and by taking a careful history, I've been able to at least come to some understanding of what's going on. So that's what I'd like to share with people, those cases of women that I've seen. And as you say, there's some photos. Not all the photos belong to these women. I have some photos that I've taken in the past, but there are some photos to share as well.
Yes, awesome. That sounds excellent. Really, really looking forward to learning from you and hearing from your expertise, especially with some of those more unusual cases, because we've all had a few unusual cases, and it is awesome to be able to share that with each other. So thank you, Lisa, for taking the time to chat with me today. I really appreciate hearing from you.
Thanks, Karen Grace.
And to everybody listening, I will just invite you to head over to goldlactation.com. That's GOLDLACTATION.com. And you can sign up there for our free online keynote presentation on April 14th. And please join us as well on April 21st for the start of our conference. If you haven't registered yet, I invite you to do so at GOLD Lactation.